Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is September 22nd. We've got a few more hours of summer to go. 11:19 is when we go into the autumnal equinox. So enjoy the last few hours of summer. Yesterday was the last full day of summer. We've got Tropical Storm Narda down here off to the west coast of Mexico. There's Baja right here, but this should stay out over the open water and continue to press off to the west. What we want to know here across the state of California is what this upper level low is going to do. You can see it right there. It's bringing some tropical moisture back up into portions of even Los Angeles, Orange, San Diego County, Imperial, Riverside, and San Bernardino County at times. Some light precipitation, a few thunderstorms with that activity here. And then now this is going to start to spin up over some of probably Ventura, Santa Barbara, and up the central coast here as we go through the next few days. Could come into the San Joaquin Valley and could include the Bay Area. Cannot rule out a thunderstorm over the next few days for Los Angeles. But again, it's going to be that hit and miss system where not everybody is going to be seeing stuff, but there is going to be some thunderstorm activity over the next few days with this system, possibly for some of the coastal areas, especially the central coast and the central coastal range. So taking a look here at what happened yesterday, let's scroll back in time and you can see the visible satellite imagery. We got some of that moisture moving up across Orange County as we went through yesterday just after noon and moved across San Diego County as well. And it just got a refresh there. So let's back up again. And you can see some of that did clip portions of Los Angeles County up into San Bernardino County as well. So nice precipitation maker, nice cloud cover out there, keeping some of the temperatures down. And here we are this morning, still dealing with precipitation from this batch of tropical moisture, Act 1 from this upper level low. Act 2 is going to come spinning up the central coast here and maybe as far south as Los Angeles County, some of the San Joaquin Valley could be included. We'll look at that here more in a moment. Last 24 hours over the open waters here towards the islands and across again some of southeast, extreme southeast California, just off to the southeast of the Salton Sea, and a couple strikes right there on the Salton Sea. We had the Sierra Nevada getting thunderstorms northeast California there as well yesterday in the last 24 hours. Now, this is my rain sensor, my heat sensor. This weather station does all kinds of stuff. Very fun lightning detection system with it, ultrasonic anemometer, haptic rain gauge. Easy to set up. You flip a switch underneath there and it just runs by itself. It broadcasts to a little unit in your house, stores all the data for you in the cloud. Click on the link down below to save 10% off. Before the weather starts to get active, you're going to want one of these on your place of residence. So I checked out this weather station here. Look at this. This one is pretty close to Death Valley, Ryan. It's up there on Ryan Road. So if that is your station, you know, pretty interesting site there. I like to look at these ones that are kind of isolated sometimes out in the middle of nowhere. Maybe somebody will purchase one there out in Stovepipe Wells. Ooh, Stovepipe Wells. There's you see the video today. So again, taking a look at Narda, there is a tropical storm, and this is scheduled to just push off to the west. It should become a hurricane by tomorrow, but it should not have an impact on California or even Baja for that matter. Its wave action is also not going to reach California, it doesn't look like. And again, all the models are in agreement that this is going to push off to the west. We're not even looking at tropical moisture from that one coming north. If we put this into motion, you can see where Narda is here off the west coast of Mexico. And as we push off in towards the mid portion of the week, it's producing waves, but none of that is going to reach California. You see the wind-driven stuff coming down the coastal areas there. No significant swell for the state of California here over the next at least week or so. We'll see how that goes though. Now, taking a look at the daylight here for Los Angeles, again, the autumnal equinox, 11:19 a.m. So we got about, just under 5 hours to go of summer. Yesterday was the last full day of summer, and we start to fall back here as we go through November 1st through 2nd. So you got about another, month or 5 weeks or so of that. So yeah, looks like 12 hours, 8 minutes daylight today. Now, taking a look at what is going on right now. This is the upper level low. We're looking at 500 millibar temperatures here. This is just raw temperature model prediction stuff. And you see the upper level low not going in anywhere in a hurry right along the central coast. And you think this might get caught up by the westerlies and get ripped off to the east, but it does not. It kind of stays with us and it hangs over some of the desert southwest and the state of California. You can see it still spinning by the time we go towards Saturday morning. So we're going to keep some unsettled weather around most likely, especially across the higher terrain and the desert areas of California from that. And we'll be watching that closely here over the next few days. But first things first, so we're dealing with some of this precipitation today, but that is kind of tapering off as we go through tonight. Today and tonight, you see some of this activity across, pretty close to the peninsula range where the transverse range meets. You might kick off a few showers there, and some of this here in Nevada, maybe a thunderstorm or two. But as we scroll on in towards Tuesday afternoon, you see some of that come across Santa Barbara County and then towards the islands, towards Ventura County, and maybe clipping portions of Los Angeles County here as we go on in through the day tomorrow, then all the way on in through Wednesday morning. And this will still be with us as we go through the day Wednesday. This only goes out 60 hours. More on that here with the European. Now, this is where we are as of about right now. And you see some of that precipitation kind of wrapping up today. And then we scroll off in towards Tuesday. You see it start to pull some of these thunderstorms across some of the islands and out towards, just right on the coast there of Los Angeles, Ventura, Santa Barbara County, and then this starts to move up the coastal range here as well. And you see the precipitation start to increase across the coastal range. Some areas are going to be seeing more than others for sure. Hit and miss nature, potentially all the way up towards the Bay Area as we go on in through the day Wednesday. And then as we go through Wednesday night, still some showers about. Upper level low, remind you, is still kind of floating around out here as we go through the day Thursday. You see that shower activity as we go through Friday. It shows a few showers popping off there, but as we go through Saturday, you can kind of see this reinvigorated here as we bring some of the precipitation amounts across the desert areas, transverse range, maybe even out towards Santa Barbara County there as well. So yeah, we're gonna have that upper level with us here for a while as we go through this weekend. Now, taking a look at that, you can see this the initial shot of this, the 1-2 punch of this upper level low again brought that precipitation yesterday and some of that this morning, and then you see the spin there pulling that moisture back up towards the central coast and towards the Bay Area, across the San Joaquin Valley, up across the Sierra Nevada. And again, that upper level low is going to sit here and spin right on top of us as we go on in towards this weekend. So could still be dealing with some unsettled weather there. And you notice Narda kind of harmlessly moving off to the south. Now, also muggy out there. I've gotten a lot of comments about that. It makes sense, of course. We've had multiple rounds of tropical moisture, and you can kind of see it still with us as we go through Tuesday and Wednesday, still being pulled back up over the area. And then we scroll off into the extended, and you can kind of see that as we go through this weekend. We're still dealing with these high precipitable water amounts. Going to mean muggy conditions across the San Joaquin Valley, maybe as far north as the Bay Area, and for Southern California, no doubt, as we go through this weekend. So take a look at total precipitation in inches on last night's European ensemble run. So put that into motion. You can see a nice rainfall for some areas out there. But again, this is going to be more hit and miss with what the ensembles are saying. And some of these storms could pop off across Los Angeles County, Ventura, but better chances across some of Monterey, San Luis Obispo, up towards Kings County, Fresno County as well, and potentially up through the Bay Area here as we go through the mid portion of this week. As we scroll off towards the end, you can still see some precipitation being had as we go towards the weekend. Again, we'll pay attention to that as we go. Now, looking at the lightning flash density potential. So this is the stuff coming on Tuesday. You can see it does potentially go down towards Los Angeles County, comes up the central coast. You got some pretty decent lightning potential as we go through Thursday morning, and we go on in towards this weekend as well. And you can see the upper level low around, so we're gonna have some of that instability about. So that would be Saturday afternoon shown there. 6 to 10 day. Take this with a grain of salt. That, and sometimes I don't even know why I show these things here, because this is not the best forecast, and the time period of forecast doesn't really mean too much, especially when we check back on a daily basis. But you see the above average here for a lot of the West Coast as we go through the end of the month of September. And check out the Patreon page if you like as well. Both the California and Pacific Northwest Weather Watch channel are here. So if there's ever any issues with the channel, check out the Patreon page for updates there. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Otherwise, enjoy the last few hours this summer. Here we go into, again, autumnal equinox is at 11:19 a.m. So fall is just about upon us, and meteorological fall has been upon us for about 22 days now, or 21 days. So anyway, we'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.